The 18th century is probably one of my favorite times of fashion, and that's because the advancement of mathematics had allowed us to cut fabric and to understand the fall of fabric in such an advanced way that we began using these things called hoop skirts, and you can see, and we also used, they're called feather boning, and they were whale boning around the hips to enlarge the hip figure. Fashionably, this was because women and childbearing, they wanted to look more womanly, but they also used corsets and advanced cutting around the top so that the top looked thinner and the waist looked bigger. If you know Marie Antoinette, we think of her as the fashion head of the world. Of like the worlds of the 18th century. She was known through like the current movies, and a lot of media has like given her the attention of the fashion and elegance that she wore. But behind her, there are a lot of specific tailors who had been drawn to Versailles during the Baroque period, had started their own work together. And the demands of Versailles and Marie Antoinette, looking into fashion and wanting this complete elegance, had actually made the tailors want to have guilds. And the guilds, meaning like the work trade organizations, had kept the secrets together of what the fashion construction was, so that one person in charge of a guild house would actually be in charge of all of the looks of the house. And that's why you have fashion houses. And at that time, too, Marie Antoinette and all the other wealthy upper class would go out to the fashion houses to get specific dresses made. They would make at least 3 visits, sometimes 4 or 5, to get one outfit made. And they would have the reconstruction of the dresses, as made by the tailors, will begin with pattern material. And we do it too these days. We actually use muslin to construct an outline. And then they would break it back down, fit it on the person, break it back down, make sure it was fit right, and then they would put it back together. So when we get to Marie Antoinette, her favorite designers were actually really important to the fashion period because they began the idea that, well, I made the clothes. The person who's wearing them might be really, really great. Marie Antoinette might be really, really famous, but they actually began putting their names on the clothes and monogramming their names in the backs of the clothes so that people knew when she wore her dress who it was made by. And that's how fashion heads got popular, and that's how fashion designers emerged, by people knowing and understanding who made the clothes. 19th century, Jordan. If you think of like the 19th century, a lot of fashion appeal has gone to like the imagery, especially in the movie like Lincoln has a very accurate fashion construction. But they did layers and they used a lot of lace. The perfection of lace during the 18th and 19th century was so important to their fashion that they covered lace with pretty much like every layer was lace. And they had like a little bit of clothing underneath, but all these layers were lace. They had advanced velvet and a lot of embroidered silk at that period, which was very, very important to their clothing. But they added a lot of bows and a lot of buttons to attach their clothing, which was very different from the other times where clothing was just tied together. I think the biggest marking of this period was the idea that clothing was not just a shape to each individual and tailored to each individual like was created during the 18th century, but at the time of the Civil War, they actually had to fit multiple clothing for all the soldiers. And when you hear Brooke Brothers, they're a very, very old label, very, very old name. They were employed to make those clothes, and instead of trying to fit and know the sizes and order of like each soldier so that clothes could be easily made, they began the general sizing, which is small, medium, and large, that we use today to like heavily manufacture clothing. And when the industrial era came along, the factories, as well as producing multiple textiles, and when textile industry moved to New York City, the clothing there was also mass-produced in a way that was small, medium, and large. So clothing was cut and clothing was fit, but clothing was mass-produced in a way that we could all have fitted clothes and still look good, and we would all match.